Today we are going to upcycle this 2X dress and make it fit a medium to extra large frame. So the dress was shipped to me, and as you can see there is a bubble here in the middle of the chest. Very strange. And because I know this V-neck hangs very low on the client, we're going to tackle this first. So we're going to stick some pins straight down the front and take care of that bubble at the same time. Then we will adjust the sleeve. This is where I'd like the seam for the armhole to hit. We'll see if we can adjust that with some elastic. I start by moving the pins from the outside of the dress to the inside of the dress. An easier way to do this would be to try the dress on inside out and pin it where you want to sew. But I never remembered to do that. I always put it on the right way. And then I have to spend extra time moving the pins. Let's talk about this bubble in the middle of the chest. I think that it is a result of fast fashion. You know, when you're scrolling on social media and you see a picture of a really cute dress and you click on the link and you buy it and it's at a really low price and then it comes and it's not quite what you thought it was. I find a lot of items like this in the thrift store. And you can look at it and see what the vision was and tell, something is a little off. This dress just happens to be one that can be saved, and so I'm glad that my client found it. She was in love with the print and thought it'd be great for fall, and so we're gonna make it work. So I'm taking this stitch, starting at the V-neck and coming all the way down like a very long dart, which means it's gonna taper off somewhere in the middle. So I went about halfway down the dress, and now no more bubble. Now I'll adjust the shoulder. We want to shorten the length from the armhole to the neck. So I'm gonna do that by using elastic. Let's just say that the length from the neck to the edge of the shoulder is 4 inches. I grab the elastic at 2 inches, stretch it out to cover that 4 inches, lay it down on my fabric, and without letting go of the ends, let the elastic retract. It'll show you how much of a gather you'll have once the elastic is put in place. I'm going to use a zigzag stitch to put the elastic in. So I just put my needle down, do a quick little reinforced stitch, pull my elastic out along the seam, and then I zigzag it in, pull some more. I'm pulling as tight as I can. When I get to the end, I reinforce it again and cut my thread, and that's it. Another way to do this would be to rip out the sleeve, cut maybe an inch or two off of the sleeve, do the same thing on the shoulder of the dress, and then reattach the sleeve. But this way, I'm not taking out any fabric, so technically it should still be able to fit someone who wears an extra large or maybe even a 2X. And the reason I say maybe is because the sleeve didn't seem like a 2X sleeve. I'm an extra large and I put my arm in there and it just barely fit. So that's probably one of the reasons that it ended up at the thrift store, because that sleeve was just not accurate. Next, we're going to work on the length. I'm cutting off 19 inches of the dress. That is going to make it very short and basically a top. I'm going to take what I cut off and I'm cutting that in half. I'm going to use the whole bottom of the dress as a ruffle. This one already has a hem. This one needs a hem. I'm going to hem this, and then I'm going to attach the two together. Once my ruffle was all put together, I separated it into 4 equal sections. I put pins to mark those 4 sections. Now I'm going to lay out my dress and pin the ruffle to the dress. Pins will line up with the center front and center back of the dress and also both side seams. That way my ruffle will be even all the way around the dress. And now to give it some shape, we're going to add elastic around the waist. Okay, so the dress is laying out. I am going to put a piece of elastic across the back, and it's going to start here, boom, and go all the way across the back. So I'm going to measure from here up, see what that is, and I'll go boom, pin the elastic, boom, pin the elastic till I reach the other side. I've got the elastic in place. I'm going to pull and sew across the top of the elastic. Then I go back, put that needle down, and I pull and sew again across the bottom of the elastic. Okay, so now looks smaller, a little more shape, but it's still too big for her. Like it fits me perfectly. I'm gonna put some more elastic here, follow that little bust line, a thinner one, because that's all I have. And that should scrunch it in just a little bit more, and hopefully it fits her. I'm doing a zigzag stitch on this very narrow elastic, and I'm just following that bust line. And once I get this elastic in, I'm done. One more look at the before, and I think she's happy in it. I love the ruffle. It just adds a very girly feel to it. And this dress now can last her a couple of seasons. If it should ever end up in another thrift store, hopefully it'll be snatched up quickly because it has more shape now. And we got rid of that crazy bubble. So thank you for watching. Tune in next week as we continue to save the world through fashion. Dun, 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 dun.